are here in support of a blogger in Iran who has been sentenced to execution because of blasphemy. There is a worldwide call to support Soheil Arabi, who has been sentenced to execution by Islamic Republic of Iran. And after many protests last year, his sentence was decreased from execution to jail. We are campaigning in request from Soheil's mom, which every week goes to Evin prison in Tehran, and she requests for a big campaign across the world, which approximately 15 cities around the world, people are coming like us to send a message of support, not only to Soheil's mom, but also to Soheil's in prison, and demand immediately release of this courage blogger and guarantee the freedom of speech to criticize religion and any other beliefs. Now I have a speaker from Vikram, is from Atheist Republic in Vancouver, which the organization across the world support this cause, and he wants to do some talking.
It doesn't matter how and through which organizations we have gathered here. It does not even matter what our individual beliefs are. Our audience is not even the Iranian government, as we do not recognize the Islamic regime for being an oppressive dictatorship. The one and only reason that has brought us here is to address governments all over the world to use their power and influence to save an innocent human being, one who has been illegally jailed and tortured to death by the Iranian regime simply for posting his opinion on Facebook. We demand that all democratic governments who are one way or another supporting the Iranian government to stop doing so. This regime has literally taken the people of a country as hostage and tortures or issues capital punishment for expressing their opinions. The question is why? Has anybody been executed in your country for a Facebook post? Has anybody been tortured for such a crime? Then why are you silent? Why is there no international consensus to condemn the trampling of basic human rights and force the Islamic Republic to stop this imprisonment and torture and to give the people the basic rights of freedom of speech? Do you know Soheil Arabi? Do you know his crime? Do you know why he has been sentenced to death? A sentence that was decreased to 12 years jail on appeal, and why he is now enduring torture. Soheil is dying only for a Facebook post. Please return Soheil to his young daughter. By putting pressure on the Iranian regime and by stopping support for the Iranian regime in the international arena. We have seen this before. Please don't let what happened to others also happen to Soheil. Mohsen Amir Aslani, the father of a 2-year-old child, was executed for doubting the survival of Prophet Jonah in the stomach of a whale. Ali Reza Shia Mohammadi, another atheist, was killed in prison with 13 knife stabs under the watch of a prison guard. Sattar Beheshti, a web blogger, was killed under the torture of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. If you claim that you respect your human rights, the people of the Middle East, Iranians included, are also humans and should have the same basic human rights. We demand Soheil's freedom from you. Thank you.
As you heard, there is a big demand. There should be respect for freedom of speech. Anybody should be free to criticize any belief, including the religion. Unfortunately, in Middle East and especially in Iran, anybody criticize religion considered as enemy of God and sentenced to death according to Islamic Sharia law. We have to stop this barbaric law in 21st century. It's a shame that in front of the public opinion, a blogger, because he expressed his opinion about a religion which belongs to 1400 years ago, sentenced to death and considered as enemy of God. Who the hell all these people are to consider a human being should be killed that he insult or say something about God? It's shameful. People across the world, they respect the freedom of speech, and this freedom of speech should be respected in Middle East and other backward Islamic countries that has been murderers and get hostages, as Hikram said, by this tyranny government in those countries. Now I want it. You want to talk? Okay. No, go ahead.
Hello everybody. We are here today to support the freedom of Soheil Arabi because he was criticizing Islam and Prophet Muhammad. He got death sentence. Shame to Iranian government and shame to all those political Islamic movements who kill people for their belief. It's not just Soheil Arabi who is in prison and facing death. There are many Iranian men and women in Iran. They have no basic rights. Women activists, labor activists, journalists, even environmental activists, they are in prison. After China, Iran has the highest number of political prisoners and execution. Shame! The picture the world has is Iranian maybe are deserve to have this kind of government. That's not true. That's why we have higher number of political prisoners and execution in Iran. And we have movement after movement. People comes on the street, laborers, women, and freedom lovers. They are on the street. But our enemy is strong. They are fascists. There's not much difference between Iranian government and Hitler and ISIS. They are like ISIS. They behead people. They behead women. They behead freedom lovers. We are the voice of Iranian people. And if you like to have a world with peace and freedom, come support us. Give us your number. Join our activity. We have rallies, we have campaigns, and we need your support. Join our support. Long live freedom! Long live Soheil Arabi! Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
Big movement in Hong Kong. People are in the street pissed off with the regime in China and want their freedom. The same Chinese government with Russian mafia support Iranian regime. Iranian people have been under this tyranny for 40 years. Now, one of them, Soheil Arabi, is a blogger, has been sentenced to 12 years after a big campaign. Otherwise, he would have been executed by now. So movement in Iran and in Hong Kong, in Sudan, across the world, have one demand: better life for people. All of us, every day that we wake up and work, we want better life for ourselves, for our family, protect the environment, protect the air that we are breathing, because we want better life. There is no difference. And all of us are facing tyrannies, from China to Russia to even America. We have a clown now, Trump, running the biggest economy in the world. And guess what? He gets supported by Russian mafia. Why? Because if he can destroy the freedom that we have and the standard of living that we have been enjoying, then nobody in China and Russia have any standard to compare itself by us. That's the reason that they support Trump. Because there won't be any standard. All of us are going to be a slave, like the workers in China, working for peanuts, losing their life, and make goods for the rest of the world. And this big capitalist system can enjoy the benefit. Look at what they did in Vancouver. In 15 years, they destroy our livelihood. We can't find a place to rent. The accommodation is so expensive that we cannot afford. And guess what? The right-wing government sold us out to those rich people across the world. This is happening. This is happening in Iran. This is happening in Hong Kong. This is happening in Sudan. This is happening everywhere. Where are we? Today, also, we are 50 years anniversary of Woodstock. You should better Google for young people and find out about Woodstock. Young people in 1969 get together, pissed off with Vietnam War, pissed off with the brutal murders of Kennedy and the human rights activists, gather together in a park, have music, having fun, and nothing happened. More than 400,000 people peacefully dance, sing, and nothing happened. Because they were enjoying themselves, they are feeding themselves. This is the dream world that we are expecting. They had propaganda in 1969 that these young people, these are hippies, they are going to destroy, they are going to kill each other. And they were lying. We belong to that generation. The young generation should learn from Woodstock. They should dream again. This standard of living, we don't deserve it. We don't deserve to live in RV. We don't deserve to pay more than 60% of our salary for the rent. Why? Because the right-wing conservatives sold us out. They sold us by bringing rich people and selling our country to the rich people. This is the reason that people are pissed off everywhere in the world. Iranians are one of them. Hong Kong people are another. And there will be more. And we are going to suffer more till we rise up. Till we learn from Woodstock, till we dream for a better world. I hope with your help we can free Soheil Arabi, who has been sentenced to death and now reduced his sentence to 12 years. And we can get rid of the tyranny in Iran and the rest of Middle East. Thank you.
Very much. I'm reading part of the International Committee Against Execution statements. Blasphemy is not a crime. Today, August 17, 2019, the Free Soheil campaign organized rallies and protests in several cities of the world and invited all of us to come together. Soheil Arabi is in prison since November 7, 2013 with the allegation of insulting the Islamic sanctities. He has endured substantial and various kinds of physical and mental torture ever since. His mother, Farangis Mazlumi, has been captured by the regime since July 22, 2019 for reporting her son's situation and making Soheil's voice heard around the world. We who have joined the international campaign to free Soheil Arabi announce that blasphemy is not a crime. Freedom to criticize the religious beliefs is an inseparable part of freedom of speech. Today, religion is more like a corrupt business network rather than a personal belief, and criminalizing and punishment of its critics are an integral part of this industry. In many countries with Islamic establishment, the citizens are deprived from freedom of speech, and criticism of Islam has terrible consequences. Soheil Arabi and Sina Dehkhan are two examples of people who have sentenced to imprisonment and execution, respectively, with the conviction of blasphemy. Nowadays, religion has an important role in repressing political and social freedoms, and anyone who fights for freedom cannot disregard this fact. We announce our demands as follows. 1. Immediate release of Soheil Arabi, Farangis Mazlum, and all prisoners of consciousness and political prisoners in Iran. 2. Abolition of criminal laws regarding blasphemy in all countries and guaranteeing unconditional freedom of speech to people. 3. Removing all regulations and rules that restrict criticism of religion all over the world. 4. Prohibition of any religious verdict that orders murdering atheists and criticize of religion. Be individual, institution, or government that issues such verdicts. We strongly condemn the Islamic Republic of Iran for repressing atheists and criticism of Islam, and we call upon all people of the world to support Iranian citizens' struggle to free Soheil Arabi and all other prisoners of consciousness and political prisoners. International Committee Against Execution, August 17, 2019.
خواهان آزادی سهیل عربی است.
زنده باشه. سهیل رو آزادش کنید. زنده باشه.
سهیل عربی رو آزاد کنید.
سهیل عربی رو فوراً و بدون قید شرط آزاد کنید.
That's your
Soheil Arabi.
Thank you.
ما خواهان خواهان آزادی سهیل عربی و مادرش هستیم بدون غیر شرط و هر چیز سریع‌تر.
زنده باش.
Free Soheil, Arabi.
Thank you very much.
Free Soheil Arabi just now.
زنده باش.
سلام، امروز 17 آگوست هست. ما در ونکوور کانادا جمع هستیم برای آزادی سهیل عربی برای آزادی بیان در ایران و سراسر جهان.
زنده باشی. سهیل آزادش کنید. زنده باشی.